and welcome to another episode of Gadgets and Gizmos. My name is Gaurav Preti and today you will witness something that you've never witnessed before. Here's what we have lined up for you. Well, a couple of years back, Phablet was something that Samsung was ridiculed for when they came out with their Note series, and now even the iPhone is going the same way. Samsung is out with their new Phablet. It's called the Note 5. It looks pretty promising, but how promising? Let's find out from our fitness expert, Sahil Stallone.
But seriously, this is what a life of a technology journalist looks like. Gadgets all over the place. And if I have to get work done, if I have to file a lot of stories, then this Mac of mine really comes in handy. This is my go-to machine for everything. But when I'm on the go, then I've got my trusty iPhone out there, but I find the screen to be a little too small. In the old days, they used to say you should get a BlackBerry because of the QWERTY keyboard. It's easy for typing. But these days, no one is really buying into BlackBerries. So what should I do? Well, luckily for me, Samsung has sent me this. The new Galaxy Note 5. And they say this phone is the best phone to get things done on the go. Let's see if Samsung is saying the truth or not. The moment you lay your hands on the Galaxy Note 5, you'll realize what a striking phone it is. It has got this metal frame out here running through the device, which is made out of an aircraft grade aluminium, which is the same that you found on the Galaxy S6. So it's really sturdy. On the front and back, you have got Gorilla Glass 4, so it's really premium, but at the same time, you have got this mirror-like finish, which just looks out of the world. Honestly, at the same time, it's also a bit of a smudge magnet. Many people told me that this phone looks very similar to a reversed Galaxy S6 Edge, but in my opinion, that's not exactly true. The design of this phone has been copied from another Note, and it's from a company called Xiaomi. Xiaomi launched the Mi Note, not in India, but in China, and from the back, it looks identical to it. Compared to an iPhone, this is a really loud design. That says a lot about Samsung's designers and their design language. The Note 5 uses a lot of the components that were used in the Galaxy S6. By that I mean it uses the same 8-core processor, the Samsung-made Exynos processor, which is basically the fastest processor that you can get on an Android smartphone. It uses 4 GB RAM, which is even more than the Galaxy S6. All this converts to blazing fast performance. You can run 2 apps at the same time, and the Note is really good at that. Even out here, I've got this Gmail app of mine running, and I can also open Chrome. And the screen, boy, this screen is beautiful. It's vivid, it's bright, super bright, and it's got amazing contrast. And its viewing angles, even at such an extreme angle, is absolutely perfect. There's no color distortion, so I can actually watch a movie like this and not really feel any difference in the experience. If I had to be critical out here, the screen is so vivid, so bright, I think things feel a little unnatural. They don't look real on this. It's like a massive HDR-like effect is happening and you're seeing something artificial on the screen. But other than that, this is a wonderful screen for watching video, playing games, and getting work done. Now the Galaxy Note 5 uses the same 16 megapixel camera that was used in the Galaxy S6. This basically means it's using the best camera that's available right now on a smartphone. And when you click photos using this camera, you'll be really stunned because the image quality is just off the charts. Contrast levels are amazing, colors look really vivid, and there are lots of details. And by the way, it also takes some really cool 4K video which remains stable, and autofocus is also really good. In fact, it's so good that we can't even do justice to it here on the show because the resolution of this telecast is much lower than what the phone is shooting, and really we can't really show you how good a camera this is. Galaxy Note line has always been known for its flexibility. By that I mean an expandable memory card slot, a removable battery. But all of that goes out of the window with the Galaxy Note 5 because of design. In the name of design, Samsung has removed all of that, and the battery is sealed in. In fact, the battery also gets smaller, so it only has a 3000 mAh battery, which around about lasts you through a day, which is okay for most phones, but the Galaxy Notes were known to last about 2 days, and that doesn't happen anymore. If there is solace out here, then it uses some fast charging technology, and in around about 20 minutes you can reach about 45 to 50% of charge. If you're in the market for a big screen experience, a really high-end big screen experience, then it's hard not to recommend the Galaxy Note 5 because, frankly speaking, it feels good, it looks like $1 million, and it's got a delightful screen. Moreover, it's got blazing fast performance, it's got a really good fingerprint scanner, and it's got a rear camera that will just blow you away. Flexibility is a big problem out here. In the name of design, Samsung has removed marquee features like a expandable memory card slot, a removable battery. Moreover, the battery life isn't also as good as its predecessors, even though it charges faster. And then there's the question of the price. It costs 57,000 rupees, which is a lot of money.
Well, this week a couple of interesting smartphones were launched in India, and Sahil will tell you more about them.
So here we are at the launch of Gionee's latest flagship smartphone, the Elife E8. It's going to be available on snapdeal.com for rupees 35,000. Let's take a close look at it. Now the first thing that you'll notice about this phone is that it's really well built. It's built out of metal, but at the same time it's hilariously huge. It has a 6-inch display, it's got a 2K resolution, which out here looks quite nice. It's got bright colors and it's quite vivid. Gionee is really talking up the camera out here. It's got a 24 megapixel camera out here on the back. It's got a true tone flash, and it has optical image stabilization. On the front, it's got a 8 megapixel selfie camera. It's got really insane hardware also. It's got a really fast octa-core processor, 3 GB RAM, and 64 GB of internal storage. There's also a fingerprint scanner for good measure out here. Overall, it looks quite a powerful device. We'll soon have a review for it. So Motorola has finally launched the Moto X Style, and it's going to be launching in India on October 14, starting at rupees 30,000. Here we are taking a close look at it. So the Moto X Style is the elder brother of the Moto X Play, which we reviewed a couple of weeks back. Out here, you have got this metal design with this gorgeous 5.7-inch screen. It's an AMOLED display with a 2K resolution, and frankly, it looks quite vivid. On the back, it has got this massive 21 megapixel camera, which Motorola claims is really good. The phone is powered by a 6-core processor, and Motorola claims it's going to be a scorcher. And right now, the performance of the phone seems really good. We'll soon have a review of this phone. In the meantime, we really like it.
Well, I can't afford to buy Polaroid cameras because they are a little expensive, so I got myself this portable printer. It's pretty cool. Take a look. Well, this week we wanted to review something new and cool, so I got this. It's a portable printer. It has the power to print small little photos. I don't know what exactly I'm going to use it for, but still, let's find out what it actually does and how it does. Now, we also thought that printers are found only in offices or in the shops, but they are finding ways to survive somehow. This is a new portable printer from U. It's called the Pics. It has a small form factor measuring just 2.9 by 6 by 0.94 inches, and it weighs only 273 grams. Pretty light, huh? So you can carry it around anywhere you feel like and take printouts. Now the question is, of what? So this has a rechargeable battery and it's very easy to operate, and it prints those small photos 2.1 by 3.4 inches, which is a little bigger than your passport size photograph, but not exactly like a passport size photograph. And yes, you have a resolution of 291 dpi, and now I'm going to use it and I will show you what kind of pictures actually come out from this. So you power on the printer, a light glows, and it's ready. Now what you have to do is download an app called Pics. Now this app will let you do some edits as well. You can add few filters and effects, which, let us warn you before, are not that great. The printer gets connected to your smartphone via Wi-Fi or NFC. So that part is sorted. Now you click on the print command and there you have your printout ready in just 60 seconds. And now let's take a closer look at the pictures. So the brighter the pictures, better they come out. But a closer look and you'll be not impressed at all. You'll see the outlines on the subjects, the colors are not that rich, sharp, details are a bit missing. And yes, again I wonder, why do I need this? Now I'm still thinking whether I actually need this or not. Okay, so there's a cartridge that goes inside. It's a new kind of a cartridge, and all the print sheets are also stacked in that. Right now, if you buy a set of cartridge, it costs around 649 rupees. That's in the promotional offer, which would mean that 20 sheets that come with the cartridge, which would cost you around 32 rupees. And if you go in the market for 50 rupees, you can actually get 4 passport size photographs. So yes, it's a little cheaper than a Polaroid camera, and I think the only way I can use it is as a replacement for a Polaroid camera, because like I said, they're pretty expensive. Well, after looking at the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, Nishan thought that he will also flaunt his new Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge Plus. That's a mouthful, and here is his review.
When Samsung launched the Galaxy series, it was touted as the iPhone killer. But that didn't quite happen, as it merely marked the entry level of the Android revolution and also did not bite into iPhone sales. The onset of Chinese smartphone makers have made it very difficult for consumers to own an expensive Android flagship phone. But today I have with me the S6 Edge Plus that can definitely give the iPhone 6 a run for its money. While everything on the S6 Edge Plus seems like a significant upgrade, the battery size of 3000 mAh is a bit of a letdown. Well, I'm not saying that it's totally bad, but the battery capacity for a size of this phablet is a bit worrisome. On several occasions, the battery tends to lose its juice quickly while using a lot of camera apps and while trying to patch in between bad Wi-Fi networks as well. To combat that, Samsung has given a battery saving mode that definitely gives you about 2 to 3 hours extra of battery juice. The 5.7 AMOLED screen will entice you in its sheer richness and color reproduction. The color contrasts are very good, the viewing angles are fantastic on this phone. And not to mention, Samsung has also given away some screen modes that help you tweak the brightness and vibrancy of color reproduction on this phone as well. For me, I think that is a very useful thing as it saves a lot of battery in different modes. At 6.9 millimeters thickness and 153 grams, this phone is a definite stunner. The curved metal frame of the phone definitely gives it a very classy look, and despite being 5.7, it feels really great to hold in the hand. It is a phablet, but it doesn't feel like one. But the marquee feature of this phone is the dual edge screen. It also makes the phone very fragile, and I would actually want to take care of this phone like I would take care of my iPhone. Much like the S6 Edge, the S6 Edge Plus has an app tray on the edge of the screen. Well, in addition to adding 5 contacts, it also lets you add 5 apps which are your favorite apps. But at the moment, it looks more of a gimmick and doesn't really look very useful to me. It seems like Samsung hasn't really truly explored the full opportunity which it has with these edge screens, and it would be greater to see what they can do with the coming models in the near future. Well, just look at this picture. It's a beautifully rendered picture. Even with natural lighting coming from behind, the color composition, the texture is very rich and very crisp. There's very little noise, as you can see, and this only proves that this is one of the best snappers on a flagship device that we've seen. So now it's time for a selfie, and as you'll see here, it comes out equally good. So that was the review for the S6 Edge Plus, and it feels like a redemption for an ultimate Android flagship phone. So now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna get into my chatak and head for a sunset. Hey, mera headgear leke aao re.
So Microsoft this week had a big Windows 10 launch event, and they launched a couple of devices. Here's our roundup of all that was released and showcased, and little more in tech news.
Gaming controller anyone's ever created.
Microsoft stunned the crowd with their knockout performance at the recent event where they launched a slew of Windows 10 devices. HoloLens kicked things off with a spectacular mixed reality demo that wooed the pants of us. The possibilities of fighting giant robots in your living room was always going to be a crowd pleaser.
With HoloLens.
Up next was the new Microsoft Band. It has a brand new design, more sensor that help it track elevation, and more integration with third-party apps. The new Lumia phones also made a stunning debut with a full demo dedicated to the Windows Halo and Windows Continuum feature that shows some amazing potential. Using a branded dock, the new Lumias can function as your entire PC. The Lumia 950 is powered by a Snapdragon 808 processor and comes with 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB internal storage. You can even theoretically expand via a micro SD card to up to 2 TB. Of course, SD card technology isn't there yet. The bigger 950 XL packs a Snapdragon 810 with same amount of RAM and internal storage. Both phones also use a PureView branded 20 megapixel rear camera. Both phones also come with USB Type-C connector for fast charging and powering the Continuum feature. Also announced was the low-cost Lumia 550 with a Snapdragon 210 paired with 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of internal storage. The Surface Pro 4 is now powered by the newest Intel Skylake processors with configuration going up to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of internal storage. The Pro 4 now has a 12.3-inch screen with a 267 ppi pixel density. There's also a custom chipset called the G5 that reduces touch latency and pen latency. Speaking of the pen, the new Surface Pen now comes with a tail eraser and 1024 pressure point sensitivity that allows for smooth recognition. There are also new type covers with new keys, a bigger trackpad and a fingerprint sensor. The Surface Book was the biggest surprise of the show. Microsoft's first hybrid laptop comes with a sleek premium design which enables a sturdy fulcrum design that attaches the screen to the keyboard. The screen can also be detached and used as sort of digital clipboard. The book has a 13.5-inch display with 267 ppi density and houses a discrete custom-made NVIDIA GPU for great graphic performance. Microsoft claims both products will have a 12-hour battery life. BlackBerry CEO said that they need to sell 5 million smartphones per year to be profitable. Otherwise, the company might consider exiting the handset business altogether. Users will soon be able to do more than like posts. They will be able to love them and express sympathy, anger or sadness with animated emoticons.
Alright, with that, the show comes to an end. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back next week with lots and little more of gadgets and gizmos.